3 long days, some I don't know. It takes a little more than what you show, and that's yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bobby Finn Knows Everyone. We are part of the Pull Tab Sports family. Along with me today, Tommy Lord. How are you, Tommy?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Again.
That's what I always say. How are you?
I'm good. It's my first sip of the day, but you got ahead of me a little bit.
I did. Yeah, I did a little bit, but that's,
Neither here nor there.
neither here nor there. But it's also it usually doesn't happen. Usually you got a head start on me, but
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to catch up. So let's rip. Let's rip.
Right.
What's new? What's happening? How's your life?
Crazy as always, man.
Yeah, you're burnt. I called you today and I said, "How's your candle?"
Oh, it's
And you
insane.
said, "Candle." I said, "Yeah, you're burning at both ends, baby."
Daughter's in camp up in St. Cloud, and my son played in a golf tournament in Albert Lee today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just nonstop. One
In
thing
a
after another.
baseball or golf tournament?
He played in a golf tournament.
I heard he shot well the other day. I saw him yesterday, and he had a scorecard.
Yeah, he won again today.
Wow.
Yeah, 73 today.
He's a great golfer.
Yeah, he kills the ball. But yeah, he's enjoying it, so that's cool. I know his football coach isn't too happy, but thankfully he said they are big supporters of 3-sport athletes.
Good.
So
They should be.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of coaches say that, and then they get pissed when you're gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what does he do? How does he? He's on a team, or what is he? What is
It's
he?
just
do at a
individuals. This is just the junior PGA thing, and it's just individual. So he shows up and plays against other kids. Said he sucked in the front with his driver. He couldn't hit his driver, so he never hit it on the back. The back, he was 2 under.
Wow.
So he never used his driver. I'm like, God dang.
What?
Wait for you to recognize that.
What's he hit off the tees?
He's just hitting a 5-wood off the tee, but he probably hits a 5-wood like my driver.
Right.
Probably more than it, really. But yeah, so he had a good day.
Why does
He's
his
all
driver
excited.
suck? Usually he crushes.
Yeah, I don't know. He said he was just spraying it a little bit, so he didn't want to keep going. So he switched it up and didn't use it. So I'm good for you to recognize it,
Yeah.
So
That golf dome we went to up, where were we?
down
North,
in
south?
Chicago.
South Chicago.
Yeah.
He was hitting the back of that dome every time. Every time he hit that ball, just boom, then would just drop, boom, drop. It's like, my God, you can
Yeah.
crush that ball.
Big kid, man. I mean, he's got a lot of torque. Being a tall kid, 14 with no real bones tightening up yet.
Right.
Got all the flexibility to do whatever he wants.
But you'd think as a baseball player, he'd maybe like not have the best form, but he can
Transition.
he can transition from the golf swing to the baseball swing.
He's been doing it, so I mean, good for him. He's got a game, baseball game that 4 times this week too. So we'll see. So he's been hitting all right. So, but
That's
anyways,
right.
yeah.
We'll
So it's
see.
sports. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Addie's she's up in St. Cloud, and it's insane. The anxiety for these kids right now, because 3 of her best friends got signed by 2 of them for the Gophers and 1 for St. Thomas.
Are they as young as she is? Because she's pretty young.
Yep, they're her age. So
Wow.
first time they can talk to these girls is only a couple weeks ago, and 3 of them already committed. So the anxiety for all these girls that are up in St. Cloud this week, it gets pretty hard.
In the St. Cloud, so tell the listeners where we're at with this process.
It's 2 steps away from the USA team under 18. There's some girls that she knows that are already to the next level, but they're taking 3 kids or 3 defensemen out of 8 teams. So it's kids from all over the country. So it's going to be a tough one. But
Yeah.
she played last night. She played this morning, and her speed is it's crazy. So
Good. So how many games left does she have?
she has 2 games left.
Wow.
Yep. So we'll see where it goes.
Okay. How 2 games left? Are you going to go up to see him, or do you stay at home and watch him? How do you do it? How do you do it as a dad, or do you just like sit there and grind your knuckles?
that guy working. I mean, how you do it? I mean,
Well.
today I couldn't go. The game was at 10 o'clock, but Wednesday, I'll go do some sales calls in the St. Cloud area but go to it. But no, I just let the kids go, right? She probably looks up in the stands too much.
Yeah.
To see my dismay at, I'm over analyzing everything.
Yeah.
But no, she works her ass
And
off.
where do they bring kids in from to play in this?
Everywhere in the country.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone comes down to St. Cloud to play.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's
Comes
kids.
up, comes
There's
over.
people from California, Texas. From everywhere.
Hmm.
So it's pretty cool. So just
She making friends or is she making enemies?
No, she's making friends. It's kind of funny. She's like, Dad, I got another ginger this year because she played in it last year. So 2 redheads in a row. But she really likes this kid. She's from New Jersey, and she says she's a good kid.
Yeah. And what do you think of the competition that's out there? Because, Minnesota is pretty much a hotbed, especially probably for girls hockey too, right?
Yeah, I think there you find a couple that, are that look like, wow, they're good. But then for the most part, it's a lot of the Minnesota kids. The kids on Addie's team are the girls that are really scoring are actually local, like Hill and Gentry, and
sure,
the girl from Hill's got 3 goals in 2 games. She's putting it away, but
yeah,
so it's good. Minnesota is a hotbed, and that's the craziest thing. All these schools, D1 schools, are out east. I mean, there's 50, 75 of them, and Minnesota has, I think, the majority of the best players in the country.
Right.
And they, what do we have? 6 schools?
Yeah.
Bemidji, UMD, St. Cloud, Minnesota, St. Thomas, and Mankato. So you only have, 6 out of the whole state of Minnesota. So it gets a little dicey. Nobody really wants their kid leaving home, but at the same time, they got to grow up. So,
right. And you got scouts from all those different schools. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And you start looking into these kids getting to college, and you start, then they start thinking about the NIL, and realistically, it is it's an option.
Yeah.
If you got a kid that's popular, and most of the time, like that girl from Texas is a really pretty kid, a pretty girl. She's got a huge following. So what is it? Barstool Sports, I think, gave her $1 million or something like that. I mean, it's insane.
Wow.
So you go to school, you get that paid for, and then you also get paid by an outside company.
To be an influencer.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So We'll just look for some Pull Tab Sports sponsorship here.
As he looks into the camera and says, Pull Tab Sports sponsorship.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, it's exciting for sure. It's nerve-wracking for her, for us parents, for everything. But at the same time, it's a super great experience for these kids.
Oh, yeah.
To go through this and compete at that level.
Most Minnesota kids, I'm guessing, want to stick around town, where I think you get Minnesota boys that they're more apt to go to Boston or go to Denver or go wherever, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so. I think there's more opportunity too. I mean, you got the closer ones like Notre Dame or the Michigans.
Wisconsin.
From what I hear is the gentleman from who's that old curmudgeon from Michigan that says, girls are supposed to be in the kitchen, not in the.
Who says that?
What's his name? Who's that?
Red Berenson?
Yeah, Red Berenson.
No.
Yes. Did we talk about this the other time?
I don't know. Did we?
But it's pretty brutal. I mean, times have changed. Let these girls compete at the same level.
Wow.
But
she doesn't get any kids on her team that are like like in Miracle, where they're like, "Where are you from?" Lauren Macaulay, Boston University. They just want to battle.
I haven't heard the girls talk yet, but I bet you the New Jersey girl's got an accent.
Yeah.
But she's, it's her roommate too, so it's cool. So she's, last year it was a little difficult. She said it was pretty, tough time because the roommate wasn't very cool. And
well, she's so young. She's young.
Right.
Right. Addie's pretty young for the rest of it, or
no,
is
all the girls last year were the same age. This year
Okay.
there's a 2, you can be within 2 years.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty comparable, but a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
pretty exciting for you, and your family, and it's great.
It's genetics.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I mean,
we got to find, that's what I tell them all the time.
You got it from me, baby.
No, I tell them, I said, you like sports, you like being good at sports, you better look out for somebody in the future that's tall, athletic, smart, all those. But it's genetics is real.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. That's why my kids suck at sports. What? No. Come on.
They do not.
Come on. Should we stick with the sports? Should we talk about the Avs? God, were you the Avs pull it out? We were all kind of wondering if the Lightning were going to make it interesting. They did make it interesting, but I asked for a bet last time if you'd put all your money on the Avs, and both you and Maddie Mateo said, no, Lightning.
Did we really?
Yeah, you guys were. Yeah, you were.
Have to replay that.
You were both like, no, I wouldn't bet against the Avs. They won 2 in a row, bro. They won 2 in a row.
Well, you bet against the Avs means you bet on the Avs.
Yeah, well, no, bet on the Lightning.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
told one of my good friends, I said, there's no team that will beat the Avs in a 7-game series. Absolutely not. I said, you better hope that New York beats Tampa because, they've been there. They've done it. But
right.
the Avs are too deep. They got two of the best superstars in the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then they have, guys like Landeskog is a captain that every team needs. I mean, he'll do everything possible. I mean, he's Billy Guerin, how Billy Guerin used to be. When he played, that's the kind of player he did. He'd do anything.
Tough, grinder.
Score, he could set guys up.
Antagonizer.
Yeah, do everything.
He's been a 10-year captain. Is that what I heard last night?
I think he was captain like 21 years old, maybe even younger.
He's 29. So that means he was a captain when he was 19?
19, yes.
Come on.
He's been captain almost since his rookie year.
Where did he come out of? Because I don't remember him. He wasn't a superstar. Did he come out of
He's been solid.
Canada?
I mean, I think he was a top 5 pick.
Okay.
So he's been solid. But, they just have done it right. I think you have to fail absolutely miserably as a franchise in any sport to get the players that are going to be the difference makers.
Yeah.
You got Landeskog as number 1. Then you got Makar, who Gretzky said is the closest to Bobby Orr since Bobby Orr, which is unbelievable for a 23-year-old kid.
That's insane.
Now we're screwed as Wild fans for the next 10 years because Landeskog, McKinnon's not going anywhere.
No, neither him nor Makar is going anywhere. And they said they've got 3 free agents and they have a potential to sign maybe one or both of them. I was just seriously? We have no shot of getting back into the game. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Everybody's got a shot. They're a couple injuries away and who knows what happens. And Wild had a great season and they could keep it going. But that is a tough team, especially when you got to go through your conference in the playoffs to freaking win, which sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Unless they change that playoff structure, that's a tough one.
I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Right.
But they are. I don't know. It was fun to watch and great series all around. Did you see the guy drop the Stanley Cup?
I did. What a dipshit. How many times? I mean, I didn't research it, but all the things that have probably went wrong with that Stanley Cup in 100 years, between, baptisms, parties. I mean, when Ovechkin won it, he was going everywhere in Washington with that thing.
Yeah.
Right. That was, I think he was the closest person to Guy Lafleur back in the day where they were asking him to bring it back. And he says, oh, no, I'm not bringing it back yet.
I'm holding on to this thing.
So usually you get it for a day. Ovi, I had to have it at least 7 days.
Did he take it to Mother Russia?
No, I don't think we'd let him get over there.
Did have Putin touch it? Maybe it's...
He better not have.
Okay, so Thomas, I'm going to throw up a video. Watch this guy. I don't need audio, but watch this guy drop the Stanley Cup. It's awesome. Are we good?
It's just like a wood floor at your house.
Watch this guy.
Just character.
Comes in. Bonk. Dented the thing. Look at that thing. Dented. How do they fix that? They get a little spackle out. They undented. Eric Johnson jumps in there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
The guy that carries the Stanley Cup everywhere, I'd love to have him on just to find some. He's probably got an NDA though, right?
That guy is sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a Secret Service just for the Stanley Cup.
Right.
So do you know that they have 2, maybe 3 different Air Force Ones? So there's Air Force One, and then they have replicas. They have ones that they send out so that
if somebody's going after them.
Exactly.
Mm.
Do you think that they have a couple different Stanley Cups?
Well,
maybe they give them this one, they give them the fake one when they send out the idiot that they know they're going to bust it or break
do that.
it.
Not for this stage. I'll bet you for appearances they do, but not for the biggest stage.
Conspiracy theories.
This is when you're kissing the cup. You better goddamn be kissing the real cup.
Yeah. How about the one where they bring it down to the rec center and they let people see it and stand next
those
to
are
it?
replicas for sure.
Think?
Absolutely. Yeah. When they have a replica or in the Hockey Hall of Fame. That's not the real one.
Okay.
So it's out there where you get to go take a picture of it and but no, that's not real. But the biggest stage where they win it, God,
gotta let them touch it.
They
gotta let
have
them hold it.
Right. What are they talking about? They can't throw that from boat to boat like they did with the Super Bowl trophy.
No. Well, I bet guys would try.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What did I hear? Was it Langenbrunner that was tubing with it behind a boat?
He's from Hibbing or something, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Cloquet.
Yeah. He's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's a grinder for sure. Yeah.
He was tubing with it.
Somebody was
Replica?
on Wapagasset last year with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. McDonough was.
Was it Balsam or
Balsam,
Wapagasset? Yeah, because his cabin's on Balsam.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Yeah.
Go have fun.
Yeah. I heard Lou Nanny's got a place on Balsam too. I heard all the NHL players are billing places on Balsam. If you want to be a hot shot NHLer, you got to have a cabin on Balsam.
That's
Think
nice.
Eric Johnson's got a place on Balsam?
Maybe.
I got a great Eric Johnson story.
Let's hear it.
when I was coming up at the U of M, let's just say I was on the Spirit squads, right? And we were doing a celebrity, it was like a celebrity hockey game where they're fundraising, and go in the locker room at Mariucci, and Eric Johnson's getting ready next to me. And there's like guys from 93X Morning Show, and there's, all sorts of different people. And Eric Johnson comes in. He's a freshman, brand new, fresh, ready to make his debut as a Gopher. Had to do this fundraiser thing first. And I was like, oh, hey, Eric. Yeah, Tom, nice to meet you. Yeah. I go, so, you excited to play for the Golfs? Oh, yeah. I go, so what's your major? What's going to be your major this year? And he looks at me and he goes, I'm not going to be here long enough to need a major.
That's hilarious.
I was like, seriously? There was a Gopher basketball player. It might have been Vashawn Leonard, him or Quincy Lewis. And I asked him to, I was like, what's your major? And he said, pre-communication, something like that. And I was like, you're a pre-communication major and you're a fourth. He was late in the game too. He might have been a fourth or fifth year senior. And I was like, okay, you don't need a major, dude.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling you at the time I saw Vo, you call him, down at the basement of the Station 19.
Yeah.
And I was with my buddy who was an
popcorn.
All-American baseball player, right? And my buddy was talking about his class schedule. He had a softball class. Softball? You're an All-American baseball player and you're taking a softball class. I'm like, oh.
He needs to know the inner workings.
Yeah. So it gets back to it. I mean, those coaches aren't going to have a job as long as it's just academics. They need to win.
Right.
So they want you to do well in school and they take pride in it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the number one thing is they need wins.
Absolutely. How about LSU baseball must need a lot of wins?
Oh my God, what is that?
So
first of all, how does a guy quit in the middle of the year? Where's your integrity? The College World Series is over. So now you go and get the Twins.
Tell the story. Yep, you got the Twins.
Twins pitching
coach.
One of the main coaches on the team. He actually, Baldelli, went and got this guy out of college. Kind of gave him a shot, his first shot in the majors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so he's done great, and apparently all the pitchers love him. And now he just leaves in the middle of the season.
He's getting paid $500,000 more to go to LSU.
How is that possible?
I don't know how college. Well, it's LSU. They probably got all sorts of fundraising money or something. Maybe they got it from their football.
Well, it's
program,
not the Live PGA or the Live Tour. It's the LSU. It's the freaking Bayou, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how? I don't get it.
He goes from $350,000 a year to $750,000 a year.
Yeah, and he's not. I mean, you don't have to work as much.
No.
I mean, you're just going to be the pitching coach, and up here he's working all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
how does Major League Baseball not be able to afford him, or how does LSU?
Well, I think
what are normal pitching coaches paid?
I would have to say closer to 500 to 700, maybe 500 to $1 million.
Okay,
just for the fact
cheaping out on our assistant coaches.
Well, we did, but I think you got to prove yourself at some point too, right? This is only his second year in the major leagues. And he's not even a half a year into it. Well, it's just about the half of the season. But you got a year and a half into the major leagues, your first gig, and they're not going to pay you. Well, you're not a football coach, they're not going to pay you that much right out of the gates. But you think you'd prove yourself and you'd get up to $1 million. Maybe the guys even asked him, if you want a pay increase, just stick around. But who knows? But to leave in the middle of the season, College World Series is over.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do now? Is he like?
He's sticking around for a 5-game series with the Guardians, and
we need him. We gotta take first place. We gotta hold on to first place.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be dicey to see what happens after he's gone.
What are they gonna do? Who are they gonna bring up?
I think they're just gonna piecemeal it together for now. But
hey, do you want to call him up and tell him that you threw 70
yeah.
and you thought you could throw 80, but you can only throw 70?
That's so bad.
And you bet everybody in the bar $100 or whatever it was?
That's one of the most embarrassing things. That's freaking old age, man. That sucks. God, that's such a blow to my ego.
You want a plastic helmet, though. It's all good. You could throw. I don't think I could ever throw 70.
Oh.
Okay, how about this? First of all, Twins, first place.
First place?
We're only 2 games up on the Guardians.
Is that we're 2 now? Yep.
The Yankees are like 10 games up.
Sure.
And whoever's leading the other division they're like 10 games up. How come we're always like scrapping in our division? We'll come down to like the last game of the year. We gotta like lock it in. Then we'll play the Yankees and we'll lose.
Right.
Come on, we need a better pitching coach.
Well, we can have one now. But I don't even think I think pitching's actually been pretty good this year. I think the hitting has been sporadic. I mean, it's been great at times, but I don't think Correa's come into himself yet.
Trade him now. Trade him.
Trade him for everybody.
Get rid of him.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think we're stuck now. I mean, if you trade anybody, you're pretty much saying you don't ever care if you're going to win or not.
Is that?
I mean, we're getting close to the
trading deadline.
Yeah, I think the second week in July.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unless they go 0-10 the next 10 games, they're kind of pot committed a little bit.
We're buyers. Maybe we'll be buying. We need I think we need a reliever, right? Don't we need a reliever?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we need pitching for sure. I mean, we're getting blood out of a turnip right now. I think the guys are overachieving and they're pitching out of their ass, but we'll see. I think the hitting's got to come around though. We need 6-7 runs a game, and we're not getting there.
Okay, you know who we need? Okay, I'll show you. Thomas, I got a video for you. Okay, so there's a position. There is a position player. So these, I think it was they ran out. Who was it? They ran out of pitchers. The Pirates ran out of pitchers, so they bring up this position player, and he's throwing. And that's what I want to talk to you about, because how do these guys not? How do they find a position player that just can't throw like 70 miles an hour? Every time they bring in a pitcher, like, all right, we're done with pitchers, so
I think they're
bring out the left fielder, and they throw 50 miles an hour.
But I think they're telling them not to throw hard.
They
really
want to
do.
wreck their arms.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think it's
like they
bullshit.
baby those pitchers so much.
I know they were talking about Nolan Ryan the other day.
Yes,
235 pitches in a game, and these guys are getting pulled after 80 pitches sometimes. Like, Nolan Ryan pitched for 20 years, and he's one of the greatest ever.
Yeah,
I mean, just stay in shape and keep your arm healthy and didn't throw. Quit babying him so much. Quit with the analytical BS to the extreme.
Absolutely. Right. Who was our pitcher that went into the 10th inning in the World Series?
Jack Morris.
Jack Morris.
Yeah.
He said, whoever it was, the pitching
back
coach.
To the dugout.
Yeah, he goes.
I think it was Tom Kelly.
He goes, you have to. So we were
Gardenhire.
Was it?
I might have been Kelly.
I think it was Tom Kelly. I think it was TK. So we were at we got a suite for work one time, and Jack Morris came up to like glad hand and stuff, and he was awesome. He didn't hold back any stories. He was just like telling it like it was. So somebody had the balls. They're like, hey, tell me what happened in the World Series game. He's like, I'm out there. And he's like, 10th inning, and TK comes out and he goes, bullshit. You're going to have to pry this ball from my dead hands. And he looked at him in the eyes and he fucking wandered back to the dugout. And he's like, I kept pitching because I was not leaving that game.
Right.
That's awesome.
I seen him at the Freight House one night, and he was being a dick. He was just he was drunk and having fun, but he was just being a kind of a pompous ass. And my buddy was by them, and he kind of got in my buddy's face, being I'm just like, all right, here we go, let's go, Jack, you and I. And it didn't happen, thank goodness, because he's got me by about a foot.
And he had a sweet mustache.
He's a big dude.
Is he?
Yeah, big dude, solid too.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he would have whooped me. So
anyway, back to the story. They have this position player, right? And they bring him in, and who comes up to bat but the pitcher, right? Because it's in the National League, the pitcher's going to bat. So the pitcher's like, no, let me hit. I can hit off this guy. And so watch this video. He's like, I cannot believe. Okay, just watch it play out. So you got this. He's looking how goofy he is. He's like all happy. He's like, I'm coming in. I can hit this dude. And the guy in warm-ups, he was throwing decent.
Look at him laughing.
I know, he's just laughing. And I think this guy might have been an outfielder. Tell me you couldn't hit this. I mean, this pitcher was probably a good hitter in high school.
Well, that's the Eephus.
What's the Eephus?
The Eephus is when you throw the ball and it has an arc on it.
Okay.
And it just drops in.
I got a second video after this. We'll watch the Eephus. I'll just whoop. Nope. Not hitting that. Look at him laughing. He's like, I can't believe I missed that shit.
They're up 14-1. He can't laugh.
Yeah. He's like, let me bat, bro. I can hit this. I'm going to smoke this ball. Look at that. Whoop. That is 40 miles an hour, dude.
That is the Eephus, I swear to God.
You could hit an Eephus.
I know, but nobody ever practices the Eephus ever.
Is that named after somebody named Eephus?
Edmund Eephus.
Edmund J. Eephus. Okay, watch Robertson. He's gonna take this ball so deep. Oh no! Was that a changeup? Was that a little curveball, or is he just he's throwing low Eephuses?
But then you got Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Well, don't change these guys. If you're an athlete, be an athlete.
Whoop! Dude, he couldn't hit the Eephus.
That's embarrassing.
Okay, right. Okay, so then watch this. So then they got We'll go to this vid. Okay, so then, funny enough, here's the Cubs again, and they're playing the Yankees, and they bring out first baseman Frank Schwindel, Eephus Schwindel, and watch him in warmups. Okay, that's decent heat. You know what's that?
That's probably 70.
60, 70?
60,
okay,
70.
but at least he's not throwing the arc. There you go. There's the Eephus.
arc.
There's the Eephus. Okay, so Frank Schwindel, he's gonna schwind him, and watch first pitch to this dude, Eephus. Bye. He
just stay back and unload, right?
He just yanks it.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like playing softball at that point. I mean, it's coming in with an arc like that.
Yeah,
you just got to stay back
and freaking Eephus that sucker.
Yeah,
all right, that's it. Thomas Money.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think like you said, the old school coaches have created this horrible atmosphere where pitchers never ever get to hit. They don't hit in practice even. So they become, even if they were decent, you know, I think
about our best pitchers in high school. The kids that, like, we had one kid who pitched for the Braves.
Yeah.
Kerry Lightenberg.
Yep.
One of the best athletes on the team. Could hit, you could pitch, you could do whatever. I mean, all those guys were just like the athletes. You were probably the same way. You could hit, you could pitch. You tell me you can't hit going to a batter's box and hit a 50-mile-an-hour pitch?
I agree. Yeah. But we had the exact opposite. Our high school coach, you know, he thought he was in the 1920s where he's going to outsmart everything. We had a left-handed pitcher, Jason Bass, who was probably the best pitcher in the state of Minnesota.
Yep.
And he could absolutely destroy the ball. You know how many times he got up his senior year? 0.
Oh, yeah.
We had a porch in right field. He would have probably hit 20 home runs. I'm not joking. This kid could dunk a ball. I mean, this kid was an athlete.
He's East Side, though. That's why.
He was an East Side, yeah. He threw 90, 91, 92. He had a nasty change and a great curveball. In high school, left-handed pitcher. He didn't go anywhere. He didn't get one call from anybody. You know why that is? The coach. I'm not joking. I mean, the kid was too good.
It's too bad.
Yeah. But not one time he got up his senior year. And he could have had 20 home runs.
Right.
It's dumb.
Well, they also, I think coaches back in our day too, they probably ruined a few kids' arms too, just pitching them constantly. We had a couple kids who were just studs, and they pitched them section championship, state tournament game 2, just like you're going back in.
Right.
And now I don't think you can do that.
No, there are rules for sure. There's pitches in a day and pitches per game and all that. So they do protect the kids more. I think maybe, well,
that's so Stillwater state champions. Let's go. So that team that they were playing against, who was
Farmington?
that? Farmington. They saved that kid, I guess, because there's rules.
Yeah.
And we got the best of them. Their team had a bunch of errors behind them.
Yeah, they made some mistakes, but that's a big win. I mean, the program they have good teams every single year. Mm-hmm. Farmington's program is baseball is top notch.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way down to U10. Really, really bought into that. They got a great program.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for them. Move to Farmington if you want a kid to play pro baseball.
Unless you want to win a state championship, then you move to Stillwater.
Let's go. If you want to hit an Eephus.
The Eephus. That's fantastic.
Freaking Eephus.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, when we grew up and, playing in St. Paul, we played a little league called Parkway. And
we played at Parkway.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Didn't they have like 2 back-to-back fields, or were there more?
No, there's 2 when we grew up, and then they added another one. But we didn't need to travel, and that's the weirdest thing about baseball is they make it really difficult to have a little league in your city. You have to do there's so much criteria to get approved for a little league, and then now you got all the parents that want to win state tournaments. Mm-hmm. We didn't care. We played the same 6 to 8 teams all the time.
Right.
And it was just like your own little World Series in your own little area. And how much better would that be with travel and all the other crap that goes along with sports these days? Right. If you could just stay in your own little community and do that.
Oh, we did too. It was great.
It was fantastic.
I still remember all my buddies and the teams that they were on who sponsored them. Yeah. There was a VFW team. There was a Cottage Grove Optical. there was Jack's Union 76, there was all that kind of stuff. And it was like, I still to this day, like, oh yeah. Mike was on Ed's trophies, and there was this, it was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, they take away from that camaraderie and the rivalry within your own, community.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we went to Babe Ruth, and we went to East Twins, and it was the same thing. They had a draft, and we'll ask Moose that when he.
I remember East Twins.
So,
yeah,
Moose.
Did he coach?
He did. He was one of the coaches, and they had an agreement between all the coaches that nobody's going to draft me. Because I was, I had no shirt on and sunglasses and tryouts, just being a dick, right?
Mullet and like pit vipers, that kind of thing, the big Oakleys.
It was terrible. So they were like, all right, nobody's drafted him. And Moose, second round, goes, nah, I got him. So I was like, all right, awesome. But yeah.
I didn't know Moose was your baseball coach.
Yeah, he was my baseball coach.
Was your hockey coach too ever?
Well, that's a funny story, which we'll hold off until we see him. Because
how'd you do that year with the Oakleys and no shirt? Did you come in on a dirt bike too? Like
the pack of smokes up my sleeve.
Yeah, and just like burn a heater and then go up to bat with your big aluminum bat.
No, we had a solid team, but it was weird because these teams it seemed like there was so much talent on every team, but a lot of kids did go on, So it was a really, really competitive program. I mean, that East Twins Babe Ruth, and they still do a good job. I think a couple of years ago they were in like the Babe Ruth World Series or something.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of volunteering, a lot of, people that stick around there, still do everything.
Right.
So that takes a lot of time, but good.
What happened at Parkway Fields? Where'd those go?
They're there.
Are they?
They're still there. Good. I brought my kid by there 3 years ago, I think, and just showed him it and kind of walking around. I was like, yeah, I hit a bunch of bombs here.
Yeah.
And he goes, Dad, fences are 170.
Like, shut up.
He goes,
dude.
a fly ball would go out.
Like, shut up, Connor.
Yeah, right. But it seems like the world's a lot big, or it seems like the end of the world was, the end of the highway, or you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You get to a point where your perimeter, your community,
that's all you know.
That's all you knew.
Yeah,
so
it's
pretty cool growing up in a community like that where you don't have that, and I feel bad that these kids don't get that anymore.
Right.
Because you're going to Fargo, you're going to Duluth, you're going to they just don't get how cool it is to growing up in a place like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But Duluth has that kind of community stuff too. Like it's fun going up to Heritage, that arena, and you get to see all the different communities that they play, Glen Avon and all that. And you see all the different, all these kids skated at this park and these kids skated at that park. And that's fantastic. They need more of that.
They've stayed more small.
Unfortunately, it's going to go the other way.
Right. And it's kind of cool because there's a guy I know that, when you're growing up there playing hockey, you're skating outdoors.
Right.
But these guys have to do the Zamboni, their parks, so these guys are up till midnight, 1 o'clock. Don't get me wrong, I'm throwing a couple back, doing it and having some fun. I mean,
what
obviously
they don't do that, Bob.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But
Diet Cokes?
There's a lot of volunteering up there doing that.
Sure.
But it's so they've stayed more small. For a bigger city, they've done a good job with that.
Yeah. Me and Billy McGlynn, when we flood our pond behind our house, we throw back a couple. Don't tell my wife, but we're doing hard work out there. It's cold. Our toes are freezing, and we're ripping back some Buffalo Trace. We're ripping back some O'Shaughnessy's Distillery Keeper's Heart. That's what we're cranking back.
Can't go wrong. Can't screw up a good thing.
Yeah. Thanks to O'Shaughnessy for hooking us up with the Keeper's Heart. It's delicious. Head on over. They always help us out. They're over here off University Avenue, and they always do a good job. And delicious cocktails, all with Keeper's Heart. It's just Keeper's Heart on the back wall. Tons of different drinks, tons of different cocktails. It's very good. So
yeah, the old fashioned is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not like that? Right?
It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Do you muddle your fruit or not muddle your fruit in an old fashioned?
Do I? I don't personally know.
No, you don't. You just can't.
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, good.
So what we're going to talk about holidays.
Oh, okay. So it was just summer, first day of summer last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like Memorial Day is the first day of summer.
It should be.
Well, right.
Right.
What are we doing? Why do we got to move stuff around? Why don't we just like call it like it is? And maybe it's because we're in this northern climate and we have to change things around. But if I were president, I think I'd move all the holidays around. But maybe you got to be more than president for that. Maybe you got to be the Pope, or maybe you got to be like Elon Musk. Maybe Elon Musk will do that.
Might do it.
But I feel like Memorial Day should be the first day of summer. And then I think you got too many holidays bunched up in the winter there.
At the tail end.
You got Christmas. First of all, you got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, all right there, which is great if when you're working, you're like, oh yeah, I get some time off here. I get to be gone for a long time. I think we got to move some stuff around, right?
I don't disagree.
And I know you're a religious guy, and you're gonna get mad at me if I say we got to move Christmas, okay? But I think we might have to move Christmas.
Oh, can't move Christmas. The one day you cannot move is Christmas.
But if you do some research, Thomas will know because he's well versed. They say Jesus' birthday was not December 25th.
Who is they?
Historians, theologians, Thomas, the engineer. They say it's on December 25th because that was like winter solstice, and that was a pagan religion. So they tried to like get all the masses together to like, all right, we're going to be one big happy family with the pagans and the Christians. And so we're going to call Jesus' birthday around here. They say it actually might have been in June.
Oh God.
Now, I don't think we can go as far as moving that thing to June because, Christmas is all about snow and cold and that, but maybe we move it, maybe we move it back a little bit.
Can't we move everything else?
Maybe we move it out a little bit. Huh? Well, yeah, we could definitely move. Halloween's got to go like to middle of October because as soon as those kids trick or treat, it's like 30 degrees ASAP. Like it might be 40 or 50 going into Halloween. As soon as Halloween hits, that shit's like 30 now. So I think we got to move that up. I think we got to move Thanksgiving up. I think we got to give maybe summer some love. There's not a lot going on in like, June, July, August. Maybe, you got 4th of July. That's good. But maybe August and September need a little something too. I don't know. I think we got to move some stuff around to make everybody happier. Would you be down with that?
I think to a point, the 2 days that I don't think can are Christmas and Easter.
Okay.
But
Easter's got a good spot. Easter's got a real good spot. Because you need something coming out of winter. You need something.
Yeah.
Maybe we bump Easter up a little bit.
Well, you can't bump it up. Trying to trick me, you asshole.
He's Mr. Religion. You can't. Jesus rose from the dead that day.
Jesus rose from the dead.
Okay, but here's the thing. If he rose from the dead, and I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, did he die again? Where did he go? Because he rose from the dead, right? Did he die again? How come he's still not walking around? How come where did he go? Like, that's the one thing I want to know. Because I'm a believer, okay? I'm a believer. But no, they don't ever talk about like, Jesus rose from the dead so we all can have everlasting life. Great. Where did he go? Did he go away again? Did he die again? They don't talk about that. I want to know. Maybe we need a theology master, a theologian on the pod. If you know
we need somebody.
Call into the hotline if you're a theologian,
right?
And we'll have you on the pod. So that's the other thing I think is we got to move some holidays around because they're too bunched up. Did you see? So here's the other thing I want to talk about is I got a video of this. Columbus Day, right? So everybody's like, oh yeah, we celebrate Columbus Day. It's like, yeah, okay. But then like, why do we celebrate Columbus Day?
Right. What a bad person.
Yeah, they do was not a good dude. No. And there's this comedian, Judah, I forget his name. You've seen him before. He's got a great bit on Columbus Day.
We have Christopher Columbus Day. Have you heard of him? It's about Christopher Columbus. He's the guy who discovered America, even though there was already 1 million people living here for thousands of years. And he called them Indians because he thought he landed in India, but he fucked up and landed in America. But they just kept calling them Indians, and then they pretty much slaughtered all the Indians. And we have a holiday celebrating that guy. It's kind of weird. How should we really celebrate Christopher Columbus Day? Here's a thought. You know when you're up in a big building on a high floor, and you're going back down to the lobby, but the elevator's crowded, and someone else has pressed floor 3, but you weren't paying attention. So when the elevator stops on floor 3, you get off because you think it's the lobby. And then instead of realizing that, and then walking back into the elevator, and admitting that you're a moron, and being like, Hey guys, sorry I'm a fucking idiot. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was the lobby. No, you don't admit it. You just stay on floor 3 and you pretend it's the lobby. And then you murder everyone on floor 3. That's how we should celebrate Christmas.
Well, and they also say that the Vikings maybe discovered America first. There's
Absolutely.
in Minnesota.
Well, I didn't know
If
that.
you go to Alexandria, there's a thing called the rune stone. So it's like a giant slab stone, and a farmer found it under his tree. He was plowing his field or pulling up trees or something, and he found it, and he brought it to, I don't know, University of Minnesota or somewhere. It was, I don't know, in the early 1900s. And it's got carvings on it, and they say if it's legit, it was actually carved by the Vikings, and they came down through the St. Lawrence Seaway and down through Lake Superior, and and it's in Alexandria in the Runestone Museum.
Really interesting.
It's really good. So I don't know. I have a buddy who did a documentary on it. It got picked up by the History Channel.
Really
Check it
interesting.
out. Yep, for sure.
Why isn't anybody else talking about that?
I don't know.
Have to get all new history books.
I think we do.
I think there's a lot of history that we found out now that has changed the way we were taught.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
Because it's not history; it's his story. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Maybe that might be like a Public Enemy quote. I can't take credit for it, but yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go. I think we're moving some holidays around. I mean, call me crazy, but we got to spread these out so we get some more vacation days out of the deal. Is all
Well,
I really
think
want.
it's going to get to the point though where there's going to be 500 holidays in 365 days, and you're going to have to pick 7 of them for the whole year.
National Donut Day
Right.
and National Visor Day. You'll get to take that one off. National Big Nose Day. That'll be me. That'd be
I'm
awesome.
with you there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But
Yeah, I hear you. That's the true deal.
well,
So yeah, are we good? Are you
good.
feeling good? Happy week before 4th of July.
yeah.
Yep. Cheers to us.
Cheers to us. River. We going to a river or what?
Oh yeah, the sweet elixir.
The sweet elixir.
Do you have any aches and pains that you need to like the river to cure? If you guys are having aches and pains, go down to the St. Croix River and just bathe in the sweet waters and just watch it all just go away. Right? That's what happens.
Takes it all away.
Yep.
You can be tired. You can have a hangover. You can have ailments.
Mm-hmm.
Takes it all away, and you get a nice tan and a buzz.
Tan and a buzz depends on what you're drinking, but for sure, sweet elixir. Maybe you should come up with a seltzer called Sweet Elixir.
Oh,
There's
that-
a new Stilly.
Is it out yet?
There's a new Stilly seltzer coming out.
Stilly.
It's not out yet, but they should call it the St. Croix Elixir.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. And you remember what we always say: be a good person and don't be a dick.
That's yesterday.